Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. Laying down a quickie review here of the new project Freddie from Gary, Indiana rapper Freddie Gibbs, who you may know from his many solo projects over the years. His breakout record, his soon-to-be classic as the years draw on, I'm sure, a collaborative album with Madlib Pinata. Now, Freddie, since the release of that album, I've been keeping close tabs on a lot of the music he's releasing because, of course, when you're so close to a real high point artistically in your career, you got to look out, because, hey, who knows when the next fantastic record is going to be dropping. And even though Freddie's follow-ups to that project, even though they haven't been quite as excellent, still, I do find excellence in albums like Shadow of a Doubt, for example. His Return album, I thought, had a lot of flashes of greatness on there too, though it was a kind of short and relatively underwhelming project. And now Freddie, to me, it seems like we're still kind of just trending downwards, unfortunately. Like, I wouldn't call this record a total blowout of disappointment or anything like that, but it is a little on the short side despite having 10 tracks in its track listing, just about 2 minutes and change for each song here. Aesthetically, it doesn't really seem like that much of a change from Shadow of a Doubt, because we're kind of getting a very similar flow style to which we received on that album. Also on top of that, a lot of very skeletal yet spacey, moody, and kind of murky trap beats too. So it's like Freddie's sound hasn't even really progressed that much since the release of that album. Lyrically, we still kind of get a lot of the same references to just gang culture, violence, of course, graphic sex. Again, none of this stuff is bad to have in song, but there's not a whole lot in the way of focus on a lot of these tracks. Just the topics, the subject matters, the content just seems super, super general for Freddie. Nothing really kind of lines up in any significant way, in my opinion. There are some tracks that, in my opinion, hit harder than others. Triple Threat is pretty great. Death Row, featuring O3 Greedo, is actually a freaking banger. Greedo delivers, I think, one of his best features that I've ever heard. There's a nice jumping, a little synth lead that kind of reminds me of NWA a little bit in the instrumental that I thought was pretty great. I guess I was just kind of expecting a bit more of an aesthetic change or something just a bit more adventurous, I guess. I mean, it sort of seemed like this might be Freddie kind of turning a somewhat maybe an emotional leaf or something on this record. Not to say I thought he was going to go totally introspective or go Drake on us or anything like that, but I thought that maybe he'd kind of change things up, get a little tongue-in-cheek, or just provide something that really, I don't know, maybe start sampling some more Teddy Pendergrass, since like he obviously referenced him so blatantly in the cover over here. Maybe like kind of pull more from that era of music to kind of inspire the content or the sound of this new project. But again, unfortunately, like sonically, instrumentally, lyrically, again, and rhythmically, when it comes to flow, there's not a whole lot of progression between this and what Freddie has been releasing or was releasing just several years ago. I'm just kind of underwhelmed by this, and it just kind of seems like Freddie is continuing to just spin his wheels in the mud a little bit. For sure, he's definitely still very much an above average rapper and MC. For sure, he can rap a lot of these SoundCloud kids with multicolored hair under the table without even getting up out of a sound sleep. But I feel like the potential, the baseline level of talent that he comes into every project with, he's not really building on top of it all that significantly. He's just kind of content at this point to continue giving fans just more of the same without altering, growing, improving, maturing, Freddie has a few pretty decent tracks on it. For the most part, it is pleasant to listen to while it's on, but overall I'm pretty indifferent to this thing and don't have a whole lot of strong feelings on it. There wasn't a lot about this record that really kind of begged me to dive deeply into it and pull every nook and cranny of it apart, because on the surface level it just seems so unambitious and kind of plain for Freddie Gibbs, honestly. So yeah, I'm just kind of feeling pretty meh on this, to be frank. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Freddie Gibbs, Freddie forever.